Over the course of Kick's lifetime, there has been a number of streamers that originate from that platform that quite honestly have just been terrorizers of the public, and it's literally all for views. You could say their style of content is pretty similar to those prank videos that you would see on YouTube a few years ago back in like the mid 2010s, even though their style of content is literally just ruining people's lives and making you question why they're even humans in the first place. Right. So today we're going to be talking about one of these live streamers on Kick, and as you can probably already tell by the thumbnail and title, it's going to be Johnny Somali. And guys, look, when I say that this dude is probably the worst streamer on Kick, I mean that shit. Like, I can't make that up. Anytime I see a video on him and stuff that he's getting up to in different countries, it makes me want to rip my hair out. But first, if you don't already know what's going on, if you aren't really familiar with the person, Johnny Somali, like I said before, is one of those Kick live streamers, and he's the type of IRL streamer that likes to mess around with people just to get more views and essentially clip farm. But here's the difference between his clip farming and like FaZe members clip farming. When FaZe does it, they say something retarded like, oh, I don't know, having a 9-to-5 job isn't as hard as streaming full time. Which, don't get me wrong, that's such a moronic statement, but we're not even here to talk about that. Whereas Johnny Somali and people like Neon or even Jack Doherty, they specifically like to go around and target people, and because their stuff is in real life, they are genuinely annoying people, even sometimes touching them, and they're doing this in other countries where the laws aren't the same. And you know, even if it was the same as the US, I guess it really wouldn't make a difference. It'd still be wrong.
What you want to talk about? Swing or not? Like, nigga gonna come up to me, bro, why you being racist to other people in other countries? For money. For clout.
I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck.
Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
Our Korean niggas is weak as
Swing on it. I was swing on that nigga right now.
But just recently, Johnny Somali has entered into South Korea after coming from Japan, I believe, where he was just going all throughout Japan being a general nuisance, literally setting us back 100 years just by acting stupid. But like I said, he's in South Korea currently, and I don't think he's faced as much punishment as he's about to face right now, or that he's already faced while being in Korea. If you haven't seen some of the clips, they'll be on screen right now, but he's been over there acting like a general nuisance, making a mess in the convenience stores, throwing noodles out of the window, swearing at the managers, just overall being dumb.
What are you talking about?
안 된다고요. 소주 안 된다고.
Shut up, bitch.
폴리스?
Call the police, stupid ass bitch.
폴리스 불러요, 형님.
Stupid ass. I didn't even drink here.
And most recently, he took a trip to the Statue of Peace, which was erected in monument to the people who went through sexual slavery at the hands of the Japanese in Korea. So what this guy decides to do is he decides to film himself kissing the statue, acting sexually towards the statue. He got oil and oiled himself up, took his shirt off, oiled himself up, and started dancing on the statue, being really provocative, right? And you know, while he was doing that, you just gotta think, what the fuck is he doing this for? Like, from what I hear, he's not getting many views on his stuff, and I'm assuming that he's just trying to drive attention to like clips on Twitter so people keep hearing about him, so he stays relevant probably. I don't know. But we finally got a happy ending to this story, probably. Just saw this a couple of minutes ago, but it says Johnny Somali banned from leaving South Korea as streamer faces over 10 years in jail. Guys, look, I don't want to call it too early, all right? But I'm pretty sure this guy's fucking screwed. And this is an amazing thing. Number one, because hopefully it'll teach him not to go to other countries and start disrespecting their stuff like a statue that's meant to pay respects to grape victims. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? In September 2024, Somali traveled to South Korea and continued his antics. In addition to getting kicked off a subway and causing a scene in a convenience store, he sparked outrage by kissing the Statue of Peace, a monument to victims of sexual slavery. These incidences eventually resulted in South Koreans taking matters into their own hands by assaulting him. One Korean YouTuber even put a $770 bounty for the information of his whereabouts to keep attacks up. Now, the banned Kick streamer can't even leave the country, and this coming after his streams got the attention of the South Korean parliament, and according to Yahoo.com, he faces charges of assault and narcotics use, as well as being banned from leaving the country while he's under investigation. I'm extremely happy about this news because, like I said before, if you haven't been following the situation for months at this point, or if you haven't even heard about this guy, you wouldn't understand how annoying it is to see this dude just act and ruin other people's perception about foreigners. First of all, like I said before, I'm pretty sure he's only doing this for around like 2,000 people, or maybe not even that. So at some point I'd have to assume that, you know, he's gonna ask himself, is this really worth it? Is going to jail for 10 years really worth 2,000 people's viewership, man? Like, you've seen all the stuff that he's been doing, stuff in Israel, stuff in Japan, and now in South Korea, and then you start to see people fight back, which, I mean, is a good thing, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty satisfying to see a headline that says, Johnny Somali gets his ass beat. And, you know, usually I don't prey on anybody's downfall or anything like that, but, I mean, at this point, it's needed, man. I'm not ashamed of it, bro. I want his downfall. This guy doesn't add anything new. He's not entertaining. He's not fun to watch. If you're the type of person that people agree that it's fun to watch you get beat up, then you are in the wrong position, my friend. And obviously, there's a reason why he stays away from the dangerous countries, all right? Or even the dangerous parts of the US. And you know what I'm talking about. Like those guns, man. He goes to a place where they allow guns pretty much anywhere. And he starts doing the stuff that he's been doing. I want you to count how many seconds it's going to take for somebody to put up an article on Twitter that says Johnny Somali found dead, age whatever the fuck, because I don't care. And that's one thing you got to remember when you're in somebody else's state or country. They're living their everyday life. You're the one that's on the vacation, not them. So him messing with, I don't know, for example, that store employee where he was eating the noodles, you don't know how hard she works, all right? I guarantee you, had that been somebody on their last straw, bro, on their 13th reason, it's lights out, brother. You're cooked. Here's something that I've noticed though, like over the years where things have happened in like Asian countries, whether that be like China, Japan, or even Korea, I'd noticed that they have like a very, very high conviction rate. Like that's something that's always brought up when jail or like a court trial appearance is brought up. Like they have a very, very high conviction rate. It's somewhere in the high 90s. Like China, for example, 99.9%. Same thing with Japan. Korea, I think, is like the only place where it's not as high as those two, but it's still pretty fucking high. It's like 84%. So I say keep him over there, man. You know, keep him over there. Let him do his time. 10 years without Johnny Somali would be amazing. Of course, we'd still have people like Jack Doherty and, you know, Neon, but like you can't let people get away with anything. All right. Let the Korean prisoners just have at him, to be honest with you. Like the stuff that he's been doing has gotten so much outrage that not only are people going out to attack him, but you got some Korean people on Twitter just straight up saying the N-word. Hard R and everything. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, this is the one time where I don't care. Well, I don't really care a lot of the time. It really doesn't matter to me. It's just a word. But this is the one time where I'm like, fuck it, bro. He deserves it. Him and his friend. Because also, if you didn't know, you know, he has a camera guy. He's also a part of this whole thing too. And of course, the people who were going up to beat up Johnny Somali beat him up too. I don't know why, but I just laugh at this one clip where this guy is, you know, he's filming Johnny and his friend getting arrested, or the cops, you know, they're kind of like holding him back. All the while this one dude is just saying the N-word multiple times, and it sounds like he's not saying it, because you know that whole thing where I believe it's Chinese, when they're trying to say you, it sounds like nigga, or it's niga or something like that. That's what that sounds like. And before anyone says anything, I understand that this isn't, you know, China and that the guy isn't speaking Chinese, but the same thing kind of still applies to Korean, because you say the same word and it still sounds like you're saying nigga. I don't know, man. It's just something about the way he was saying it. It's just and the funny part is that they couldn't do anything about it either. They were like, oh my god, bro, if these cops weren't here, bro, I swear, boy. Like, shut the hell up, man. They should have deported your ass a while ago. No, look, under normal circumstances, I really wouldn't be all for, you know, the slurs and all this other stuff, right? But as I've said before, this guy's been up to this for months, so it really doesn't matter to me. Anyways, that's kind of all my opinions on Johnny Somali for now, at least. Sometimes I don't really cover topics, especially when they have multiple, I guess, updates to them, just so I can cover them in one big thing when something happens. You know what the crazy part is that I didn't cover everything. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.